Well, hi, everybody. Happy Saturday night. Welcome to Saturday Night Live with Lady D. I am Lady D. Welcome to Oracle of Delphi, or welcome back to my channel. I'm sure everyone has been here before. It is current events and viral news, the week in review. This is what we do on Saturday nights. I go through my X account and we go through the latest news and viral headlines. And then I do tarot readings on certain topics. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. How's everyone doing this evening? It was over 60 degrees in Massachusetts. I actually went out and took a nice, beautiful walk. It's so nice to, I feel like it's almost like being back in summer. But unfortunately, it isn't. It's in the middle of fall. And it gets dark at 4:30, so it's nice to get out. And what a difference it makes getting out in nature. It really refreshes you. It really it's so healing in the mind, in the body. So sometimes you have to force yourself to get out there, but when you do, you never regret it. It is it just recharges you being out with Mother Nature, Mother Gaia. But we have some announcements before we get to the show. Tonight's show is the week in review. As we know, this disgusting guy, he passed on. No one shedding a tear. This one took over Manhattan in the middle. We knew that was going to happen. We have plane crashes. We have all kinds of things. But tomorrow night is Spiritual Warfare, Episode 3, Demonic Possession. And we're going to talk about how to know if somebody is possessed, whether we're not talking, most people are not going to be to the extent as, The Exorcist, where they're puking green and their head spinning around and they're, swearing and doing disgusting things. However, a lot of people have attachments, okay? And attachments start very, very, how do I put it? Very innocently. You have a little bit of a crack in your armor, you're sick or you're depressed or you have addictions. And what happens is that's how they get in. Right now, the dark is working extra overtime to get to people, okay? Because we're in a spiritual war. And people that have addictions, all kinds of dark things that they do, most of the time they have dark attachments. So this is a monthly show that we're doing because we're in spiritual warfare. And when you're in any type of warfare, you have to know thy enemy. So you have to know your enemy. So you have to know what to look for. So we're going to learn all about dark entities, demonic possessions, dark magic, any type of spiritual warfare. You have to know about any type of attachments, because you have to defend yourself. When you're in a war, you cannot go out in war when you're on the front lines, right? Without your weapons, and knowledge is a weapon, okay? And without your armor, your protection, okay? So that's tomorrow night. So what's going to happen is, because Azria and Peyton, the two on the bottom, they're from the UK. We're taping it tomorrow at 1 p.m. and then I will put it out as a live. So there will be a live chat tomorrow night, probably about 5 p.m. Eastern. So we're taping it tomorrow and then I'll put it out as a live. So there'll be a live chat and we'll be lurking in the chat, and that's tomorrow. Now, for those of you who are new to my channel, because I've had a lot of new people, I had a very, very, very busy psychic live last night. I had to turn people off. I went 2.5 hours. I was sold out with my readings, which is always a good thing. However, if you didn't get a chance to purchase a reading last night, I do my psychic lives about twice a month. I do have a website. All my information is underneath the description of this show. All of my social handles, my X account, my Instagram, my Buy Me a Coffee if you want to send me some love. my website, my Sirona link for those who watched my show last Saturday with Ethan Lucas. This is my skin formula that I use. It works. So my Sirona store, if anyone's interested in those products, everything is in the description of this show. All right. My website, I have a 1 hour reading, a 30-minute reading, 1 hour soul therapy session. Soul therapy is basically spiritual therapy, and everything's explained on my website. I will tell you, the one question email reading is probably my biggest and most popular service, other than my 30-minute reading. Those are my two most popular. If you have just one question and you don't want to wait until a live, and you want a little more meat to your answer rather than a live, because I just do the yes or no questions, and you just want one question answered, the one question email reading is for you. It's $25 via email. It's a private reading. You ask the question and I answer in detail, and then I do a general reading and I give you all I'm getting from Yeshua and God. And that is $25. That's on my website. All right, folks, I think those are all the announcements. Yep. I think that's it. I will be doing another show. Laura and I will be doing a weekly show. We'll be taping that on Mondays, and she will release it on her channel on Tuesdays first, and then I'll release it on my channel. I think those are all the announcements. Yes, it is. And cheers and Solancha. This is water. I just love water. I just love water. Sometimes I get sick of water, but nothing quenches thirst like water. Well, what an eventful week. What did we have? No surprise. Everyone knew that the communist Mamdani was going to take New York City. That is not a surprise. And we know that they cheated. And we also know that he's not going to last long. He's not going to last long. We're watching a movie, folks. Most of this is scripted, right? We all know this from that 17th letter board thing. We all know, right? We all know. So we have to take everything that we see, I should say in the news, because most of the news is fake, but we don't watch the news. We get our news from the real people on alternative media on the internet. None of us watch lamestream media. So everything that's happening is scripted. Yes, real people are suffering. Real people are affected. It's true. But we're watching a real life movie, and we'll say 90% of the people don't even know they're in the movie. It is literally, we're watching the Truman Show, right? This is the Truman Show. Absolutely. So don't get your knickers in a bunch about what's happening, all right? That's my Irish. Don't get your knickers in a bunch. You don't, because why the feck would you? Why the feck would you? No, don't be an arse. Don't do it. All right, folks? Don't get your knickers in a bunch, because it's just, we're in the home stretch too. We got the cheat sheet. We know the end of the movie. We pretty much know the end of the movie, right? We don't know the exact end, but we know pretty much the summary and the general ending of it. God wins, we win. We get our money. We want our money. Please give us our fecking money. We need it. Okay? We all need to just start thriving rather than barely surviving, right? I get it. The number one question for all my personal readings is about the monetary system, the RV, the QFS, Nasara Jasara. Everyone wants to know. And unfortunately, the tarot is not good with time. There is no time on the other side. There is no time in heaven and Spiritville. There is no time. So everything is a guesstimate. Everything is approximate. The tarot is not good with time. We know if something's going to be sooner rather than later. And we know that this is not a time-based war, or a date-based war, rather. It is an event-based war. Just like in the Bible, everything's biblical, right? This has to happen, and then this has to happen. These people move, and then the enemy moves, and then blah, 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 blah. So timing is a grain of salt. And if anyone gives you time and dates, they're full of shit. Because why would anyone be that dumb to announce to the world what they're going to do so their enemies would know their plans. That would be fucking dumb now, wouldn't it? You don't even have to be, let's say an expert in the art of war to know that. That's pretty obvious, right? So timing is a grain of salt, but we know it's soon. It's imminent, right? It is, right? It's right now, it's November 8th. We have 3 more weeks of November, then December. So things have to kind of we have to sum up this show by the end of the year, don't we? Don't you think? Or mostly? Hello, Tammy C. Tammy C is on Troll Patrol. Thank you for being here, Tammy. And hi, Soul Mama. I see you, Soul Mama. Mwah. And hello to everyone in the chat. It's good to see you all. I love you all. All of the people that are my newbies and the people that have been with me for long term. I love you and appreciate you very, very much. Very, very much. So, anyway, let's get to the nitty gritty. So let's get to my X account. Yes. And I have a question for you. I have a question. When you see, let's see, we're going to do, here we go. Whoops. When you see this group of people right here, what is your first thought? What is your first thought when you see these people right here? Well, all right, first and foremost, let's use all of my media files. Let's give it. All right. But don't you get they're all evil, El Diablo, all of them. Well, he's dead and, good riddance, man. Evil, 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 dead. Evil, evil, evil. Yeah. Ew, 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 bye. Oh, all right, folks. I don't want to be a hypocrite because, everyone was bullshit when people were making fun of when Charlie Kirk was assassinated. And I put in quotes because I do not believe for 1 second he was really assassinated. I believe he was alive and that was a captured event. Everyone knows that, okay? He's not really gone. Whatever the case may be. I believe that the deep state in Israel put a hit onto him, and it was a captured on him, and it was a captured event. And yes, I believe his wife is evil. Okay, that's what I'm getting. Anyway, I don't want to say good riddance, but I'm going to say a good fucking riddance. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not going to have a tap dance. I'm not going to if there was a Dick Cheney memorial, I wouldn't go and rip it down. However, yeah, not cows can't sing at last. Evil, torture, loving 9/11 planner Dick Cheney dies and likely goes straight to hell. He made Vader look good. Okay. I don't want to, celebrate death, but not going to cry. Not going to cry for that passing. All right, folks. This video right here pretty much sums up everything. I'm going to play this quick video and then we're going to do a read. This is very interesting stuff here.
A plane crash, which was the 9/11 ritual continues. Let's get into it. Now, a multitude of things happened over the past couple days, starting with the death of the former Vice President Dick Cheney, who died on November 3rd, who was Vice President at the time of 9/11. Then we have the first Muslim mayor of New York City, Mamdani, winning the election. Then we have a plane crash, which was a UPS carrier that went down in Louisville, in which was flight 2976. Now, can anybody tell me how many victims, excluding the hijackers, died in 9/11? Yeah. 2976. Same number. Now, that was on the FBI website, but if you go to Wikipedia, it actually says 2977. If you add Dick Cheney's death, he's that last person. Now, where did this plane crash? At the Muhammad Ali International Airport. Now, who did they say that was one of the hijackers responsible for 9/11? Khalid Muhammad. Coincidence? Let's keep going. Now, in that plane crash, the Louisville mayor stated that there was 9 people that got killed and 11 others injured. What? And this thing just keeps going because the type of plane it was decommissioned from the passenger service on October 26, 2014, in which from the time it went down, 9 days, 11 years. Now, going back to Mamdani, he was born October 18th, 1991. From that time to when Trump got inaugurated in office this year, it was 33 years, 3 months, and 3 days. You mean to tell me that the tower stood 33 years before they fell? And let's not forget that Trump is from New York. Not to mention that UPS plane only reached 175 feet before crashing, right? You guys, that's the same flight number as the second plane in 9/11. How? And the cherry on top, they said that second plane had a 33% load factor. Got it. If you guys don't think that we live in a matrix by now, I can't help you. Make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube Maverick Approach and let me know what you guys think about all this down below.
All right, folks. So, very interesting stuff. So, pretty much, what do you guys think about that video? Do you think it's a coincidence? Do you believe it's a coinky-dink? Mamdani wins New York mayor election. Dick Cheney dies, UPS flight 2976 planned crash, another 9/11 ritual in the books. Do you believe that this is all a coinky-dink? There's a little delay in the chat because some people are like, I see evil demonic demons. You guys are talking about the earlier picture. I'll go back to my X screen here. You guys are talking about these demonic creatures. Yes, yes. But this video here, Mamdani wins New York mayor election. Dick Cheney dies. UPS flight 2976 plane crash. Another 9/11 ritual in the books. And here we go. Here's another one. Do you know what the day is? Do you know what day it is, Evie? November the 4th. Not anymore. Remember the 5th of November. Dick Cheney dies, 84 years old, 35th day of shutdown, 35 equals JFK. Oh, can't do that. Sorry. And then we have a little scene from V is from Vendetta, which I love that. If we can, let's play a little bit. Why not? Let's have some fun tonight.
What does that mean?
It means that I, like God, do not play with dice and do not believe in coincidence. Are you hurt?
No, I'm fine.
You know what? The sound is very, very low. I could barely hear it, and I'm right in front of it. So we're not going to do that. Not going to do that. However, here we go. Dick Cheney, let's open up this one. Dick Cheney dies. And then let me see if I can make this a little bigger. Can I make this bigger? No, I wanted to make this a little bigger. Dick Cheney dies, and then flight 2976. Now, 2976, that was the UPS plane, cargo plane that crashed in Kentucky, I believe. Okay. There were 2,976 people, they said, that died on 9/11. Photo of Dick Cheney watching the towers implode on 9/11 with his feet kicked back like he was watching a movie. Look at this bastard. He made a lot of money when he owned Halliburton, the weapons manufacturer, and he sold a lot of weapons. Yes, you need war. If you want to sell weapons and make a lot of money, you need a war, right? And here we go. Flight 2976 UPS crash. Let's see. Flight 2976 UPS crash. 2976. 2,976 people is the 9/11 death toll. Large explosions after UPS flight 2976 crashes near Louisville International Airport in Kentucky. And then we have, they flew 3 of the planes into buildings, the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center in New York and the Pentagon in Arlington, Virginia. That wasn't a plane, that was a missile. That was definitely a missile, not a friggin' plane. We all know that. We've seen the videos of the missile. You know, they're hard to come by, but everyone's seen the videos of a missile. And that they crashed the 4th plane in rural Pennsylvania. No, they didn't crash it. All right. That was not a plane crash. I don't know if that was another missile or they shot down the plane, but there's no way that that fucking plane crashed in Pennsylvania. All there was a burnt hole in the ground. There was no debris. Come on. There was no debris, nothing, a plane crashes into the ground. You don't see any bits of the plane. There's no debris. There's no bodies. There's no nothing. Bullshit. Okay. Let me see. I wish I had a sound effect for bullshit. What's a sound effect for bullshit? I don't have a sound effect for bullshit. Maybe this. Well, that's exactly what the plane didn't do because it didn't fucking land. Sorry, it didn't crash. All right. It was shot down. All right. So here we go. They crashed the 4th plane in rural Pennsylvania. The attacks killed 2,976 people and injured thousands more. All right. Here we go. It reached 175 feet. United Airlines Flight 175 was a commercial airline hijacked by terrorists. See, this is just craziness. And this is the poor Louisville crash. Unbelievable. Awful. What a week. More shots of it. Imagine watching that. Even though it was a UPS, I'm sure that the pilot died. Yeah, come on, folks. Wow. UPS flight 2976 went through the roof of a building while crashing in Louisville. Wow. Oh, did people in the building get hurt? And this was supposedly the Pentagon. Yeah. Okay. All right. There's so much to so much to unpack. Let's first let's ask about Dick Cheney. Okay, let's ask about Dick Cheney first. Okay. Was he taken out a long time ago with the rest of them and we just watched a clone or a lookalike? They just happened to announce his death because they needed a little bit of a distraction. Is that it? Is it a little ritual? We know we're watching a movie, so let's just ask about Dick Cheney's death. All right. I mean, I'm sure it was just pretty much a clone. You know what I'm saying? And of course, my dark cards, because I will not taint my nice cards. My nice, high vibing, beautiful light cards with Dick Cheney. So here we go. Holy God, in the name of Yeshua. Regarding the announcing of the death of Dick Cheney. Was that a clone? Was that a 3.0 version or 4.0 version? Was this they just taking him off the Earth stage? His character did they hang up his character? Did they put his character out to pasture and end the storyline of his character? Because they needed a distraction, and this is part of the movie. And the real Dick Cheney was dealt with a long time ago and is either downstairs in hell rotting or made a deal. Anything that will bring clarity and understanding to this question, what say you, Almighty God and Yeshua the Christ? Very interesting. The Five of Swords fell out and the Nine of Pentacles. So I do feel that the real Dick Cheney was dealt with a long time ago. All right. He surrendered because he had to. I feel that he tried to save himself, but he was dealt with. Let's say, okay, he was dealt with. And this is for the betterment of humanity. I am getting that there was a certain place for Dick Cheney. I'm getting that with the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah. He got crimes against humanity. He made a lot of money from war, a lot of money from war. He tried to make a deal, not so much. He did surrender. Okay, so that's what I'm getting so far. And we're talking about the real one. All right. Ho. Of course, El Diablo. Did you expect anything else? Completely demonic. The real one was taken over by demons. That's a real demonic attachment. Okay, real. All right. Yep. Very much so. Okay, very much so. He was completely controlled by the demons. Yep. Eight of Cups. He walked away a long time ago. The real Dick Cheney walked away a long time ago. We haven't seen him. Wow. I think they got him around maybe even before Hillary. I'm getting before Hillary. Yep. It happened very quick. Now this is happening right now. I'm getting with they need a distraction. They needed a distraction, and I'm getting that this was so I'm getting that every single announcement of people that have kicked the bucket, so to speak, their characters have written out of the script and they're done with this movie. Everything is staged. Not one actor that a famous person that has been announced, pretty much that is part of the cabal, and most of them are part of the cabal. There's not too many that are good. They pretty much have been dealt with a long time ago. And let's say when they have their public passing, it's all like suddenly. I'm getting it's like they'll need a distraction. They'll need something. Looky here. And then they'll announce the death. Okay. Now, we do know that there's this movie, but we know that the alliance pretty much is in charge. The White Hats are in charge. However, there are still minions from the deep state, the dark ones that are still running around. Okay. So there's still shenanigans going on. So I can't tell you. I think that obviously the one that we just saw, because this is right here in the now, this is the present. He was evil. This wasn't the original one. This was a clone, but the clone was evil. All right. So this one is going to be paying this one that died. I think that they really killed off this clone. And well, we know that clones pretty much are evil. All right. Because they don't have a soul. They don't have consciousness. Most of them have the consciousness of a real lizard. They don't have a soul. They're NPCs. So NPCs are pretty much evil by nature, right? Yeah. And they took him off of the map because they wanted to do what's best for humanity. Okay. His death was kind of like I feel like it's like a domino, because he was responsible as vice president during the Bush administration. He made so much money with Halliburton. He made so much money from war and death. He profited so much, and he's part of so many things, and not even to mention his evil daughter, Liz, that douchebag. She's another one. This is what we think about Liz. She's another one. Oh, she's evil. Her pardon was auto pen, so she's not going to get away with the January 6th. All right, not that bitch. Anyways, let's get back to the reading. So they announced his death as kind of a dawning of a new age. This is for humanity. He committed a lot of crimes against humanity. And that's not even talking about what he did behind the scenes, his extracurricular activities, because he ran with the Bushes, the Clintons, the Obamas. He's part of the deep, deep state. So announcing his death, they really killed him. All right. That clone didn't die a natural death. He was killed. All right. Even though he was a clone, he was still doing evil things, and he was part, and he would partake. He was not just playing a part. He was playing the Cheney, the dick, appropriately named, because he was a dick. Okay, appropriately named. However, he was still responsible, and he did evil deeds while he was playing the role. Okay. So this was the first death to show that we are the dawning of a new age, the golden age. This was for humanity. This saved a lot of lives. Okay. This is the Sun card, happiness, harmony. This is to bring a lot of happiness. And this is a huge sign to especially those that are part of the 17th letter gang, that cute, you know what I mean? I have to be careful because of the boob tube police, the screw tube police. Okay. That cute organization to show that we're right on track. Okay. Humanity. This was for humanity. And also, I think he was involved with a lot of a lot of horrible things with children. A lot of children and a lot of lives will be saved because of this. Okay. Yep. Absolutely. Right. And I'm also getting to that he was in Gitmo for a long time, and he sang like a canary. He was the 2.0 or the 3.0 version of Cheney. He was trying to save his life. He was trying to defend himself and to save his life. He was definitely there for a while. Okay. And he was in Gitmo for a while. I think he was in Greenland. All right. I think actually he was in Greenland. He was the worst. He was with the worst of the worst. They had him in solitary. Yeah, he had a pretty intense demon that was possessing him too. Yep. He tried to save his ass and sing like a canary, but nope. Justice prevailed with him. We got the justice card. He not only got earthly justice by the white hat military, he got divine justice, because you know that he's not, I guess at the last minute you can repent and ask for God, but he didn't ask for God. Yep. And when he was there, he knew he was going to die. His last few months were not happy at all. He lost sleep. He was pacing. He was nervous. He knew that the gig was up for him. Yep. Nope. He tried to save his ass, but it was no can do. So yes, folks, no surprise. Dick Cheney 3.0, 4.0, that clone, whatever it is, demonic, definitely possessed. He walked away a long time ago. He was in Gitmo. They got him a long time ago. He surrendered. Okay. Where's the surrender card? He surrendered a long time ago. Okay. In particular, he was tried for crimes against humanity. Okay. As well as treason. Yep. He spent a lot of time in solitary. He was very, very upset. Not Gitmo. He was in Greenland because he was the worst of the worst. All right. They announced this death because they wanted to show that we're on the dawn. We're upon the golden age. All right. He tried to sing like a canary and defend his honor, and tried not defend his honor because there's no way to defend his honor, but he tried to save his arse, that clone, whatever. But nope. He is really, really dead. So that is Dick Cheney's clone. The original was dealt with a long time ago. But we know even the clones are evil. They're NPCs and they do the evil deeds. So they have to pay the piper as well. All right. Now, this UPS Plane crash. I want to know, was there someone of importance on this plane? Why? Because we know that planes just don't crash. Usually when there's a plane crash, there was something important. So I want to find out if this plane crash was nefarious. Was it, let's say, was there shenanigans? Was there some kind of sabotage with this plane crash? And I'm going to share my screen so we have a little bit of a visual. All right. Let's ask Soul Tribe family. Holy God, in the name of Yeshua, this UPS plane that crashed in Louisville, in Kentucky, was there foul play? Was there sabotage? And if so, if there was foul play and sabotage, what was the motive? Anything that you can tell us that will bring clarity and understanding to this question. What say you, Almighty God, in the name of Yeshua? So there's a yes or no question in there. Was it their sabotage? Okay. Did they do something to the plane? Was this planned? And if so, why? What was the motive? What say you, Holy Spirit of God, in the name of Yeshua the Christ? Folks, please hit the like button and please subscribe and share if you haven't already. All right. Ooh. Oh. All right. So we got the Ace of Swords. So there's a yes for sabotage. Very, very interesting. Now, all right, Nine of Wands. There was something on that plane. There was some kind of cargo on that plane that they didn't want to get to its destination, okay? If it got to its destination, someone would be in a lot of trouble. You see the Nine of Swords there? Someone was very, very afraid that the cargo, some cargo, a bunch, I'm getting, it wasn't live cargo. I'm getting boxes, packages, boxes. All right. If whatever got to that, okay, there was some kind of evidence, okay? Something on that plane, there was some kind of evidence from a whistleblower, okay? And somebody was very, very afraid, was trying to stop evidence, because if that evidence got to its destination, somebody would be in a lot of trouble, and someone was losing sleep, petrified, terrified that would come out. It was definitely sabotage. All right. That was foul play. Definitely. Okay. I'm getting it was a leader. All right. Mostly men. Okay. It's somebody in the government. It's somebody in the government. It's a leader. Somebody that's in the left. An older, and it was two males in particular, an older and a younger male. Okay? Two leaders. I'm also getting to these are deep state. Okay? Deep state in our government. They're on the left. I'm getting evidence. There was some kind of evidence. Wow. And the evidence was going to go to a woman. All right. Wow. Let me see what else. Yep. They purposely wanted to get rid of the evidence. There was some evidence being flown there. And yep. And they thought, obviously, They thought it was secret. They thought that it was whistleblower evidence and somebody in our government was a rat and ratted it out. Okay, and we got the Three of Pentacles. So this was a coordinated attack, a coordinated sabotage, foul play. Wow. So folks, we asked, I'm going to bring this up here. We asked if this crash, the Louisville crash, the UPS jet 9, was it? UPS jet 9 dead, 11 injured, accident on departure. We asked if there was foul play, if this was sabotage, and we got, folks, we got an ace. The Ace of Swords. That is the biggest yes in the deck. I'm getting that there was evidence, whistleblower evidence that was on that plane, that a few people in our government were terrified to get to its destination. It was going to get to a woman that's working for the good part of our government. I almost feel it's not somebody that works for law enforcement. I feel it's a congresswoman, a senator. I feel like it's a woman senator that was going to get this information from a whistleblower. All right. 2 men are involved in this, an older and a younger politician on the left. Okay. I'm also getting that they wanted to get rid of this evidence, hence the plane, the crash. Yep. And it was a coordinated attack by people that are in our government. All right. So there you go. Wow. 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 Yes, you're absolutely right. Absolutely evil. Evil, evil, evil. Unbelievable, folks. Well, you heard it here live first. Those poor people. I feel so bad. With prayers for all the people that were in that plane crash, for their loved ones and their families. That's awful, awful, awful. Speaking of prayer, we didn't do prayers. I am very lax in my duties. We are in a battle, so let's do some prayers, especially after that one. Let's do Psalm 91. I'm going to pray this all over you. I usually do this at the beginning, but we're going to do this in the middle. Because we are, wow. I mean, they'll just do anything to get rid of. They'll kill people. All right, here we go, folks. Take a little prayer break with me. You're going to share screen? You're going to work with me? Here we go. Here we go. Psalm 91. Oops. I guess not. What happened? Here we go. And I pray this over you and all your loved ones, all your belongings, everything that's near and dear to you. Psalm 91, whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Surely he will save you from the fowler's snare and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rampart. You will not fear the terror of night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that stalks in the darkness, nor the plague that destroys at midday. 1,000 may fall at your side and 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. You will only observe with your eyes and see the punishment of the wicked. We all look forward to that. Woohoo! If you say the Lord is my refuge and you make the Most High your dwelling, no harm will overtake you. No disaster will come near your tent. For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. They will lift you up in their hands so you will not strike your foot against a stone. You will tread upon the lion and the cobra. You will trample the great lion and the serpent. Because he loves me, says the Lord, I will rescue him. I will protect him, for he acknowledges my name. He will call on me and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life, I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. And folks, let's put on the armor of God. You should be saying these prayers at least once a day. I say them in the morning, at night, because we are in the crux. We are in the front lines, and this is the final battle, the final of good against evil. And we are the warriors of God. the armor of God, and finally be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Put on the full armor of God so that you take your stand against the devil's schemes. For our struggle is not against the flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Therefore, put on the full armor of God, so when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground. And after you have done everything to stand, stand firm then. With the belt of truth buckled around your waist, with the breastplate of righteousness in place, and with your feet fitted with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace. In addition to all of this, take up the shield of faith, which you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one. Take the helmet of salvation and the sword of spirit, which is the word of God, and pray in the spirit on all occasions with all prayers and requests. With this in mind, be alert and always keep on praying for all the Lord's people. Yes, folks. There we go. There we go. We said our prayers. I should have done them at the beginning. No, but we're all prayed up now. And I pray Psalm 91 and the armor of God over all of you that are watching now and in the replay. All right, let's get back to my X account. Let's get to the other big thing, and that is Mom Donnie. We knew that Mom Donnie, the communist, was going to take over. We knew he was going to make Manhattan. All right. But I don't think that the people in his own party thought he was going to turn so quick. But boy, did he, of course, because slithering snakes, that's what they do. That's what they do. They slither and they bite when you least expect it. So here's a little video I'm going to share with you folks. And with them, we're going to do some reading on Mamdani, the commie.
Congratulations, New York. You just elected a man who promised that he was going to pay all your bills using the money from anyone who makes over $1 million a year. So before we fast forward to the oops, we're broke part of this story, let's talk some numbers. Currently, there are roughly 80 to 90,000 millionaires that live in New York City and about 125 billionaires. And between those two groups, they already cover about 48% of all of the city income taxes. But now Mamdani would like to jack up their taxes another 2%, as well as hike up corporate rate taxes on top of it. And y'all are all out here thinking that he sounds like Robin Hood. But here's what's actually happening. 10 to 15% of those millionaires are already planning to leave. Another 10 to 15% of the billionaires are shifting residency or moving operations out of the city. And another 3 to 5% of major companies are preparing to relocate entirely. Sorry, I left my crayons at home for this one, but that is a guesstimated $1.3 to $2.4 billion in lost tax revenue every single year. And when that money walks out the door, the city is not going to be chasing the rich. It's going to be chasing you, because when the top leaves, the bill always trickles down. So when your rent starts to climb and your city taxes rise and your grocery bill goes up again, it's not because the rich got greedier. It's because your mayor ran the investors, the jobs, and the tax base out of town. And the only thing that's left to tax them is you. Is this the part where I say, I hope you get everything that you voted for? I know I'm still getting everything I voted for. Pretty dang happy with everything I voted for. Anyways, this was fun. Have a day.
Yes, folks, unfortunately, I'm sure there are people in New York City that are red and didn't vote for that shit. Just like I live in Massachusetts, south of Boston, and everyone's like, oh, Boston and Massachusetts, you got what you voted for. No, I didn't fucking vote for the Democrat piece of shit douchebags that run my state. All right. I didn't vote for Maura Healey or, Mayor Wu, those two bitches. Okay. Okay. Deep state bitches. Did not. All right. So here we go. I'm going to share my screen more and just a couple of more on the traitor Mamdani. Here we go. If the products were the same, would you shop at the most expensive grocery store or the less expensive? The wealthy are already queuing up to leave NYC, as are the corporations. Many already have. More than 350,000 350,000 left NYC last year, as did many companies. What will NYC be without Wall Street? Certainly poorer. Here we go. New York's new socialist mayor, Zohran Mamdani, will cause a massive exodus. Siena poll shows 765,000 residents definitely planning to leave, with the estimate of 400,000 to 700,000 gone by 2029. 5 to 8% pop drop, plus 8,000 to 15,000 businesses fleeing to Florida and Texas, costing 20 to 40 billion in taxes. De Blasio 2.0. Remember, elections have consequences. Here we go. Hey, New Yorkers, do not move to Texas if you elect a communist Islamist in New York. Stay and clean up the mess you have created with your uninformed vote. Should Mamdani become the new mayor of NYC? Yep, well, he already did, folks. He already did, but look at this. This is the new mayor of NYC. Nice, huh? Isn't that wonderful? All right, folks, let's do a poll on Mamdani. Is he going to last? Many of us think not so much. First and foremost, who is he going to get to pay for everything? He wants free transportation, free public transportation. Well, if you want free public transportation in New York City, that would have to be funded by the federal government. And if you are going against Trump and the federal government, if you're not going to enforce immigration laws, and if you're going to be a sanctuary city, who's going to pay for those free buses and free subways, you fuckface, Mamdani, commie bastard? Who? That's right, FAFO. He's FAFOing. That's right, Ellen. He's going to find out. So let's ask about Zohran Mamdani. He reminds me so much of Obama, doesn't he? He comes out of nowhere. Just like Barry there, Barry Soetoro. You know him, the president that shouldn't have been president because he's really from Kenya and he lied on his birth certificate. He has a birth certificate from somebody that was born in Connecticut. That's right, even though he supposedly grew up in Hawaii. Yeah, Barry, Big Mike's bitch. You know what I mean. All right, folks. Let's do a little read with my dark cards on Zohran Mamdani. Call me Mamdani. Let's see let's see his fate as mayor of New York City. He hasn't even been, I don't know, when did he take office, right? He just won. I don't know. I think I heard it's 45 days. Let me know in the chat if it's 45 days. I call him Mad Commie. Ooh, I like that, Marka. I'm going to have to steal that. Mad Commie. I like that. I like that moniker. I like that. That's a good one. Here we go. Holy God, in the name of Yeshua, Holy Spirit of God, what is the fate of Mamdani, the new communist, the commie mayor of NYC? Is he going to last? Or is he going to be taken out? Is Trump going to find out that he wasn't even born here, that he did horrible things, he's a criminal, he committed treason? What is the fate of Mad Commie Mamdani, Zohran Mamdani, the commie of NYC? Anything and everything that will bring us clarity and understanding to this question. What say you, Almighty God, in the name of Yeshua the Christ? Sudden change of fortune right off the bat. Not looking good. Ooh, 2 major arcanas already. Wow. All right, so I did a Katrina knife, and I got in the recent past Kathy Hochul, that bitch from New York, the governor, that demonic douche. She's already regretting endorsing him. All right. And I feel that she is working behind the scenes. She's actually trying to get rid of him. She's working with the White Hat Alliance to give them evidence to get rid of him. Okay. I'm getting that Kathy Hochul has a whistleblower that she's using to try to get rid of Mamdani. She hates him. She knows that that's going to be the death of her and the death of New York City. Now, she really doesn't give a shit. She's all about her and saving her arse. All right. So I'm getting that she knows that she did not want to endorse him. She was forced to endorse him by the deep state. She had to go along with the extreme, like the AOCs and the other, the crazy, the extremists in the Democrat Party. All right. They took over, especially now since Nancy Pelosi retired. And we'll talk about that later. She's gone finally. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Hello, 40 years later. 40 years too fucking long. Anyway, so I'm getting that she was forced to endorse him. She doesn't want to. So she is working she's currently working to backstab Mamdani, and she has a whistleblower that she set up. It's a pretend whistleblower. She's giving evidence to Trump's government, to the DOJ and the FBI to take Mamdani down. She wants him gone. Okay. His reign is going to be very, very short-lived. Very, very short-lived. Okay, there is people in charge that have his number. And look at all these major arcanas. These are right in a row. Look at all these major arcanas. These are heavy hitters. So this is in the now, in the present. Big change of fortune for Mamdani. It's going to be short-lived because the powers that be, the powers that are good, are going to work to take him down. Okay, and it's going to be a happy, happy day for those that are in New York City, the good people of New York City. Okay, they have the goods on him. They're going to take him down. He's done a lot of horrible things, and I'm getting that the good people they have the goods on him, and this means that the good people are going to reign. Whoever's just is going to reign and win. Okay, so this is good news for the good people of the world. Okay, and the good people of New York, I should say, the good people of New York and the good people of America. Okay. Going forward, they have him surrounded. Okay. I'm getting that Mamdani is going to go bye-bye because there's so many people around him. Kathy Hochul, she's working against him. Trump's working against him. There are all these people that are actually working against him. They're acting like they're friends. They're wolves in sheep's clothing. They're acting like they're for him. They're acting like they're part of his circle, but they're all trying to get rid of him. I'm getting there's a big fight. I'm getting that right now there isn't a leader for the Democrat Party, and they're all fucking fighting tooth and nail. They all want to be the head. They all want to be the head honcho, and they're all NPCs and demonic, and they want to be the head honcho. So they're all willing. But to each other's faces, they're like, oh yes. They're all helpful and kind to each other. But as soon as the other one turns the other back, they stab each other in the back. They're all fighting in the Democratic Party to be the head honcho because they don't have one right now. AOC's trying to be the head honcho. She's out there like being brawn, like batting her chest, right? Trying to be the head, all talking shit against, I forget who she was talking shit against. I don't know. I forget. She was talking shit against somebody. I forget. All right. So they're all trying to win. They're all trying to be the head honcho, and they're all throwing each other under the bus, and they're all acting like they're for Mamdani. They don't want this. All right. They're doing it because they're forced to, because the deep state planted him. It's very much like Obama. And I'm getting, he is definitely funded by Soros and all the deep state players, just like Obama was, just like Barry, that bastard was. Okay. Now I'm getting that he's not going to last long. Okay. The public, the good people, the Six of Wands is public victory and triumph. Okay, so I'm getting, now see how this one is looking very, very, usually the King of Pentacles is a good card, but look at this Pentacle's not looking so happy, is he? He looks scared. He looks a little worried. There's so much evidence against Mamdani that the good people of New York are going to take him down. The good people of the government are going to take him down. Trump's administration is going to take him down. And I'm telling you, they're not going to have to look for the evidence. Kathy Hochul, all these people that AOC, all these people, these progressives that are there, they want to be the head honcho. They are fighting to be the leader of the Democratic Party. They want him done. They know that this communist agenda that Mamdani has, this Islamic takeover, is not going to fly. They know that the people of New York are not going to put up with this. They know that Wall Street and all the financial businesses and all of the rich people and the millionaires are not going to it's not going to fly in New York. So they're all secretly trying to take him out. They're stabbing him behind his back to take him out. Wow. What else? There's AOC in particular. Okay. Yep. And there's a lot of, we got the Moon card. That's another heavy hitter, another major arcana. There's a lot of dark, dark things about Mamdani that are going to definitely come out. Absolutely. They're going to come out. Things that he's done to crimes against humanity, treason, and things he's done to littles. Okay. Things he's done to littles. One more card. Yep. 5 of Cups. What did I tell you? He is not going to last long. 5 of Cups is a loss. Somebody fleeing. He is not going to last long. Mamdani is going to be forced to resign because I don't think there's going to be an arrest. I think he's going to be forced to resign. Okay, because the 5 of Cups is somebody fleeing, somebody taking off. So I think that there's going to be evidence. Whether he's going to be forced to resign or he's going to be made to resign, the bottom line is the 5 of Cups. That's loss, regret. He's not going to stay as the mayor of NYC very long. 5s are fleeing. 5s are transient. 5s don't last long. And this is loss. See, somebody's running, someone's fleeing. I think that he's going to resign. I do, because there's going to be evidence. And he might even try to flee and leave the country. He might flee and try to leave the country. There's somebody fleeing because they have so much evidence against him. Very interesting read. So we asked, what is the fate of Zohran Mad Kami? Mad Kami. As we got Mark in the chat said, or I call him, Mamdani the Kami. Not looking good. Sudden change of events. Good people in the White Hat Alliance are going to try to take him out, and they're going to succeed. Governor Kathy Hochul is working against him behind the scenes. She has a whistleblower planting evidence and working against Mamdani because she wants to take him down. Okay. And she knows it's not going to fly. Okay. We got many people in his party surrounding him like vipers, like snakes ready to pounce. This is him in the middle. These are all these people and all the Democrats, AOC, all the ones that want to be the head honcho. They're all acting like, oh, congratulations, we're for you. No, as soon as Mamdani turns around, they're stabbing him in the back. They're secretly planning to take him out. They're surrounding him. They're surrounding him like they're vipers in a den ready to pounce on him, okay? Or like lions and he's a dead deer and they're all surrounding him ready to pounce as soon as they can. All right? Don't worry. The good people of New York are going to succeed. This is successful triumph, and this is a public triumph. And it looks like the leader, this is Mamdani, and all the people that funded him. See how this king, look at he's very worried. Look, he's holding his pentacle, but he's looking very, very worried. That's because this is Mamdani, because all the dirty funding, all the Soros money, all that deep, dark money is going to come out. All right? Lots of dirty secrets are going to come out about him. All right. In particular, AOC wants him bad. She wants him gone bad because she knows it's not going to fly in NYC. And she wants to be the next leader. She wants to be the next candidate for president, not him. And this is Mom Dami, the mad commie. All right. He's going bye-bye. The 5 of Cups. Transient stay. He's not going to last as the mayor. Okay. He's going bye-bye. Whether or not he's rounded up, or I see him, I think I see him resigning and fleeing and try to leave the country. Okay. I'm seeing he's going to flee. He's going to flee and leave the country because he's going to try to evade arrest because he knows I'm getting that he knows he's going to be arrested for lots of dirty, dark, disgusting things that he did. And he's not, and I feel that he's going to try to flee. He's going to try to appease Trump's government. He's going to try to appease Trump and the good players in our government. He's going to try to appease them and say, I'm going to step down. And then he's going to try to flee. So anyways, with that 5 there, the 5 of Cups, loss, regret. He's going to regret everything he did, and he's not going to stay. He is not going to. It's going to be very, very transient and very, very quick. All right. Donna Upton, thank you so much. That's very sweet of you. Thank you so much. Mwah. I appreciate you, Donna Upton. You're always so good to me. All right, folks, let's get back to the X. That was quite an intense reading. Holy shit. Holy shizer. All right, here we go. Holy shite. What else are we going to talk about tonight? Oh, here we go. Here's some sad but true memes. This is for good people in the UK, what they're going through. This is Starmer. It's obviously AI. We invented the term Islamophobe to shield grooming gangs, terrorists, and criminals. You're another son of a bitch. You need to go too, you son of a bitch. Yeah, he's disgusting. He's disgusting, Starmer. Here we go. Jihadists are infiltrating all Western countries. They were welcomed by leftists for diversity, but they came to conquer. Enough. And here we go. It's true. They're Trojan horses, diversity, Islam, leftists, the world, the Western world. Come on in. Come on in. Come and take over. We'll give you everything. We need your vote, so we'll give you food stamps. We'll give you $30,000. We'll give you driver's license. We'll give you everything that we're not going to give the legal citizens or the people that immigrated here legally. No, we're going to give you everything that the legal people can't have. The people that fuck the people that have been paying the bills and all the taxes. No, we're going to give you food stamps. We're going to give you money. We're going to give you free housing, free healthcare, and fuck the people of the nations. Gotta love the deep state. I'm sorry, folks. Here's another thing that came out this week about the pipe bomber, January 6th. Here we go. Are you telling me the pipe bomber was a Capitol police officer? Yes, folks. Not a surprise. Kerhoff was then promoted to the CIA. My God. Innocent people died because of Pelosi conspiracy. This is treason worthy of public executions. Here we go. Here is the J6 pipe bomber, Shawnee Kerkhoff, a former Capitol police officer. She also shot pepper balls at protesters' faces during January 6th. What a nice, nice person this one is, huh? Lovely, lovely, lovely woman, isn't she? Lovely. And here we go. Every single member of the J6 committee belongs in prison. The J6 committee should go straight to fucking prison. Hashtag traitors. Here are all the fucking traitors. Traitor, 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 traitor. Your father just died. You're an evil bitch too. Oh, pencil neck. All traitors, all traitors. You are probably all at Gitmo. I think that, what do you think? Do you think all these assholes are at Gitmo and we're just seeing NPCs? What do you think? What do you think, folks? Here we go. Well, all the J6ers are out. That's obviously an old meme. All right. I just want to make sure. I want to. Here we go. Breaking. The January 6th pipe bomber was most certainly one of Christopher Wray's 274 plus undercover FBI agents. A sick deep state plot to paint MAGA as domestic extremist movement. All roads lead back to Nancy Pelosi. We're going to watch this, folks. Let's watch this very brief.
Ray for a lot.
And let's do this.
It's amazing all these years there's been so little progress on the case, and now all of a sudden they release this video and a $500,000 reward. Jake Lang, what do you make of it?
Well, this actually ties into the most recent lawsuit we filed, because that other one I just told you guys about is 2 years old now. We've been fighting it. We just filed a $25 million lawsuit on Christopher Wray for lying to the American people about the 274 undercover FBI agents. And it begs the question, was this pipe bomber one of the 274 FBI agents that was tasked with disrupting the crowd on January 6th and God knows what other type of nefarious actions that Christopher Wray said that he, quote, knew nothing about and lied directly to Congress, which is illegal. It's a felony offense, by the way. And so, we are questioning the pipe bomber's origins being an FBI agent, and obviously there was some type of setup here from the deep state in order to pit President Trump as a domestic terrorist, domestic extremist leader. And so the pipe bomber fits perfectly, too perfectly, in with the narrative of Donald Trump and the MAGA supporters being domestic terrorists.
Right.
When it turns out none of us were domestic terrorists, none of us were violent, we all acted in self-defense, and this pipe bomber is most certainly one of these undercover feds.
Now we know for a fact that the pipe bomber was absolutely a Fed. All right? Absolutely a Fed. Unbelievable. And now, folks, let me get back. I got out of my X account. Let's talk about, is this new revelation with the pipe bomber and Nancy Pelosi. Let's talk. I'm sorry. One, I forgot. I do all my research. I spend Saturday doing my research and I'm going through my X account and bookmarking. But the fact that Nancy Pelosi just retired, it's like, it seems like it's just not a coincidence. All right. So here we go. We're going to share the screen and we're going to do a reading on Nancy Pelosi next. Here we go.
Well, the reason,
hold on.
Well, the reason
I'm going to share my screen.
I think time is going to remember January 6th differently. Right now, people are still in the heat of, there's two things. Media needs stuff to fill. I mean, if you watch TV on January 6th, it was like January 6th, 24/7. As time goes on, it's going to be less. Yeah. And so I think also people are going to lose their office, their jobs. The people that were there are going to lose their jobs. It's not going to mean anything if you weren't even there. And you don't even care.
We need like a war to break out.
Yeah, no, it's right. No. Okay, I thank you for your time.
Oh, absolutely.
Listen, I really, I know you're not the bad guy. I mean, if there is, I haven't found the bad guy yet, but if there is, I know you're not the bad guy.
I mean, he's like a stereotypical bad guy.
But the thing is, why I asked you the question of so what was the plan? Is that if there was an insurrection, you were supposed to be in line, marching. You're in the military, you know this.
No, that's
you were supposed to have a plan.
Exactly. It's called Operation Soldier. You sit down overnight with your soldiers. You go over. All right. You're going to go here, you're going to go in by this side. At this time, we're going to take over this. There's none of that.
If it was an insurrection, it's the sorriest insurrection in the 20th, 21st century ever. No guns,
A
No
guy,
plan.
a guy,
People taking
a
selfies.
guy smoking pot.
I love the guy.
Yeah, I'm like.
Well, we did that, we just went to New
Or-
Hampshire
or-
last week for the guy that just was drinking
Or
beer, wine.
my favorite.
Oops, that was Nancy Pelosi's daughter, all planning that. Okay, isn't that nice? I'm just like Nancy Pelosi. I just think it's very odd that all of a sudden she retires this week. Okay, here we go. We're gonna just do a little thing on Nancy Pelosi here before I do a reading. We're gonna do a reading. Idea: President Trump should hire Nancy Pelosi in retirement to manage America's stock market portfolios. She beat the S&P 500 by 559%. We could all retire in 6 months. Exactly. Here we go. I want to know why Martha Stewart went to prison for insider trading and Pelosi is still not in prison. Hallelujah. Exactly. Why is that? Why is that? Very interesting. I'd like to know too. I think you're not the only one. Pelosi to sue McDonald's for trademark infringement. If that's not a clone NPC, then I don't know what is. Nancy Pelosi's reaction to Trump's win. Wow, she looks really rough there. And then they upgraded her. She must have gotten her chrome. I am a drunk and the queen of insider trading. All right, folks, let's ask about this bitch here, this demonic bitch. First, Dick Cheney croaks. Now this one. What is the deal with Nancy Pelosi? Why all of a sudden is she retiring? Let's find out what's really going on behind the scenes. Now, we know that this is not the original Nancy Pelosi. They dealt with her a long time ago. She was one of the worst of the worst. She was the most egregious. She was the most depraved. She was up there with the Clintons, Hillary, and the Obamas. She's pretty bad. So we know that she was probably, because they said the worst of the worst were not even in Gitmo. They were sent to Greenland. So she was probably there. So let's find out why all of a sudden her clone, her 3.0 or 4.0, all of a sudden is taking a backstage and is retiring after 40 years. All right, let's ask. And of course, we're going to do my dark cards. I think it's probably that, they're putting her out to pasture because we know that the demon rats, they want everything to come out and, they want full communism and she's part of the old guard. And so let's ask. And more importantly, actually, let's rephrase the question. Is Nancy Pelosi or whoever's playing her in the public eye, because we know this isn't the original, is whoever playing Nancy Pelosi, the 3.0, the clone, the NPC that's playing her, or whoever has a mask on, all right? This isn't the original. This is some kind of doppelganger. Whether it's a clone or someone in a mask, it's not the original. But this person is playing her and is going to pay the piper because this person has done egregious things. All right? Is Nancy Pelosi retiring because she knows, or whoever's playing her knows, that she's going to be blamed for January 6th and she's going down because of the January 6th issue? Let's ask. Okay, here we go. And of course, I'm using my dark cards because she's dark and disgusting and demonic. Here we go. Holy God, in the name of Yeshua the Christ, are they taking whoever is playing Nancy Pelosi in the public eye out of Congress and is the clone, the doppelganger, whoever is playing Nancy Pelosi on the world stage now, is she exiting stage left from Congress because she knows that the January 6th committee and all that, I shouldn't say the January 6th committee, the January 6th issue is going to come and bite her in the butt. And she is going to be indicted and going down for her role in the whole January 6th plot to cause an insurrection to take down Trump. Is this the motivation for her retiring from Congress after all these years? Yes or no? And anything else that will bring clarity and understanding to this question. What say you, Holy Spirit of God and Yeshua the Christ? All right, let's see, folks. Oh, yes. Yep. Yep. Absolutely. All right. Yep. 5 of Cups. Regret. She knows she's going down. Whoever's playing Nancy Pelosi in the public eye, the 2.0, the 3.0 version of that bitch, she's leaving Congress because she knows she's going down. She regrets the whole January 6th. All right. Obviously, she's not the original, but she's playing Nancy Pelosi. She's getting all the perks of being Nancy Pelosi. So whoever's playing her now, okay? Yes. She knows she's going to go down for January 6th. All right. She knows. All right. She's taken right in the center, Wheel of Fortune, sudden change of fortune. All right. This is, yes. Everything's coming out about January 6th now, how she was responsible, how it was set up. They have all these released tapes that they held on to. There's whistleblowers now, especially what's coming out, what just came out, that the J6 pipe bomber was an actual worked for the CIA, was a deep state asset, was actually a government plant. Yes. This is the reason why she is skipping out the back, Jack, because she knows that soon she's going to be implicated and indicted for her role in January 6th. Absolutely. And I'm getting there's two women that are in particular that are going to take her down. I'm getting 2 women prosecutors. They're going to working day and night in our government to purposely, and they want her big time. 2 women senators I'm getting that are working day and night to take her down. All right. We're going to be victorious. Okay. The 6 of Wands is public victory and triumph. All right. So I'm getting that the January 6ers, they're going to get their justice. All right. Nancy Pelosi, that bitch is going to get her karma. We know that the original was already hung, or I don't know. I think she was hung. I think she was not shot. Whatever the case may be, we know the original's gone. All right. And is down with her maker down below, probably getting anally raped by Satan for the rest of eternity where she belongs. But that's, near there. The people of January 6th are going to get their justice and the karma. All the people, not just Nancy Pelosi, but all the people that are part of the January 6th committee. It came out this week that the auto pen, all the auto pen pardons are null and void. They don't mean shit. So the January 6ers are going, okay? And there's going to be public success and victory for all the American people, all the people from January 6th. They're finally, all the Trump people, all the MAGA people, all right? All those that are on the side of good and the light, especially the Trump supporters, they're going to be very happy because Nancy Pelosi, she's going to go down for January 6th as well as the rest of the committee. Yeah, it probably is Marsha and Marjorie. I'm getting 2 women in particular that want to take her down. Yeah, Marsha Blackburn and Marjorie Taylor Greene. I wouldn't be surprised. I definitely got Marsha Blackburn. I don't know about Marjorie, but I definitely got Marsha Blackburn as one of them. Absolutely. Good call, Lori. All right. The star card is everything's going to come out in the wash. All right. Everyone that was part of January 6th, they're going to be outed, they're going to be exposed, and they're going down. All the truth is going to come out about it. We have there's a little bit of glare here. We have the Queen of Swords. That means truth is going to come out about it. All right. We're going to be very The Nine of Cups is wish fulfilled and dream come true. So all the people of the United States that know that January 6th was bullshit and was very upset about what happened, they're going to be sitting pretty and very, very happy. All right. So we asked if Nancy Pelosi or whoever's playing her in the public eye, because this is not the original, whatever 0.0 version is the reason why that all of a sudden she stepped down as, being in Congress after 40 years. Did she step down is because of this whole J6, let's just say, turmoil, this whole scandal. All right. Absolutely. All right. She's going down. She knows she's going down. All right. I also feel too, she might try to flee the country. I'm getting that these people that are playing that aren't the originals, they're going to try to run from the White Hat Alliance. They're not going to get far. Trust me. All right. But she is actually taking a step back and exiting stage left because of this sudden change of fortune, which is the J6, the pipe bomber information and all the information, the exposure that is coming with the J6 debacle, I'll say, and the lie. All right. And especially with all this exposure with the J6 committee and the fake pardons. Okay. Absolutely. The J6ers and the people that were for the government, that we're going to be very, very happy, because the people that were in jail, those poor people in January 6th, they are going to get their justice. All right. All the people that were part of it, especially Pelosi, she's going to get her karma. All right. She's going to get what's coming to her. All right. Very much so. There's going to be massive exposures and everything's going to come out. The truth is going to come out in the wash. All right. So, folks, I think it's pretty evident. It's pretty obvious that why all of a sudden, after 40 years, she's stepping down, because she knows she's done. She knows she's done. You would think it was because she's 85 years old and she can barely walk. No, it's because she knows that she's done. Good fucking riddance. It's about time. It's about time. All right, folks. Let me keep on going and see if I've hit all of the bookmarks. That I wanted to go over tonight. All right, I have some memes, and we're going to do one last read for my peeps in the UK, because they're going through it. My peeps in the UK, look at this. Exactly, deport them all. Here we go. 1 million girls raped. Your government hates you. What's the emergency? Someone is telling the truth on X. It's so true. I wish it was just a joke, but it's so true. Here we go. Borders matter. There are 50 million Muslims in Europe, 40 million of whom receive social benefits. Shocking data. Here we go. How stupid are we? We allow our government to flood our nation with Muslims, give them welfare for life with multiple wives, and then tell us that we must not offend them or we will go to prison. Islamic immigration has destroyed every country in Europe, and it will destroy both Canada and the US. Are we so stupid that we'll stand by and watch this happen to our government? No, we're not. That's why people have to fight back. This is Elon. A government that puts foreigners above their own people is, by definition, treasonous and illegitimate. Illegitimate. Absolutely, Eon. Absolutely. We stand with our brothers and sisters over in the UK. We love you so much. And here is a video that we're going to, very brief video, and I'm going to share.
Into my house in 2019. My local shop, there's been 3 stabbings, 1 murder since then.
Wow.
My friend was murdered last year up on the high street. Girl I know was murdered in Southall Park. The government are failing us. I'm so scared for my children. I have a 22-year-old son, and I'm begging him to move out of the country.
Oh my goodness, I feel for you.
What are these politicians doing to us? They're putting our children in so much danger. They're putting everyone in danger, and they're not doing nothing to help us.
And that's the thing a lot of us feel.
It goes on a little more, but you basically get the hint. All right. This goes back to Nancy Pelosi, but I'm going to stop sharing my screen right now. All right. Let's do an update reading for what's going on in the UK. Okay. It just seems like it's getting worse and worse over there. I keep on getting that. When I did my my November read on Europe and the UK, I got that more and more people are going to start standing up, start protesting, start taking back their government, and eventually all of the individual countries in Europe are going to do kind of like what France did, and they're going to shut down their government. They're going to all go on strike, so nothing can happen. And so when all the people go on strike, the country can't move. There's no police, there's no firefighters, there's no air traffic controllers, there's no cabs, there's no buses. So literally they'll shut down their government. They'll shut down, basically, they won't shut down the government, they'll shut down the country because the people take back the power. So let's do a little update on what's going to go on in the UK, and if the people of the UK are going to start taking back their government, and if Starmer's days are numbered. Like, let's ask if Starmer's going to be gone by Christmas. Let's ask. All right. And you know what? Since he's dark and demonic, I don't want to waste my good cards. I'm going to use my black cards because he's a demon. So here we go. Holy God, in the name of Yeshua. Holy Spirit of God, in the name of Yeshua the Christ. Will Starmer be thrown out or ousted as the prime minister over there in England before Christmas of 2025? Will Starmer be out? I shouldn't say by Christmas, because we don't want to do dates. We'll say, will Starmer be outed soon? Okay, because we don't want to do dates. The tarot's not good with dates, and I don't want to get people saying, oh, you're doing dates. You're giving people hopium. So let's just do, will he be out soon? Holy God, in the name of Yeshua. Holy Spirit, will Starmer be out as UK Prime Minister soon? Will they get him out? Will the UK, the people of the UK get him out soon? Yes or no? And anything that would bring clarity and understanding to this question. What say you, Holy Spirit of God and Yeshua the Christ? Oh, hold on, folks. I just have to, 1 minute. I just have to turn on my fan. It's getting a little hot. I have a kind of a sweater on, and the heat's right behind me, so it's getting a little hot in here. Well, it looks like Starmer's going to go soon. Yeah, he's surrounded. Oh, yes. Woohoo! We asked if Starmer was going to go soon, and right in the center, we got the Ace of Cups. So, yes, Starmer's exit as Prime Minister is imminent. We asked yes or no, is Starmer days are numbered? And we got the Ace of Cups. Yes. And it's going to give a lot of healing and happiness to the people of the United Kingdom. Absolutely. Because he's surrounded. Just like Mom Dami, everyone's against him. All right. They're going to take him down. I feel like people in his government are working against him, especially. There are infiltrators over there. There are double agents that are working for the White Hat Alliance that are working to take him down. And there's people that are acting like his friends that are deep state that want to take him down. All right. This is the people of the UK. They're going to be sitting pretty and be very, very happy. And they're going to be very, very happy because the good people of the UK, all the good people are going to have a golden age because he's going to be gone very, very soon. Absolutely. In fact, I'm getting that they're already asking him to resign, and he's thinking about it. In particular, there's a woman that's asking him to step down. So I don't know if there's a woman over there. I don't know too much about what's going on, other than there's a woman in their government that's asking him to step down. She's actually from the deep state, because he's not doing what he needs to do. Okay. And as far as the deep state. Okay. Now, we asked if he's going down. We got an ace. He's going down. That's a yes. And it's going to bring a lot of happiness and healing to the people of England, the people over there, because he's not just the leader of, he's the leader of all the UK, right? Yeah, I think he's the leader. Well, obviously, he's the leader of England. He's the prime minister, but he's the prime minister of all of the United Kingdom. All right. So I'm getting that in the near future, the Chariot is fast action, fast, aggressive action. It's like you have a goal, you go towards it, balls to the wall. This is also military, and it's going from the dark to the light. Okay, so the military is going to take him out. All right, they're going to give him an ultimatum. They're going to say, why don't you resign? And of course, he's not going to, because he knows that if he resigns, he's done. He's probably not the original, but whoever's playing him, all right, or they're giving him an ultimatum, all right, and he's not going to take it. So they're going to go, they're going to go after him, balls to the wall. There's going to be a leveling up, and he is walking away. The Five of Pentacles, look at, he's walking away in shame with loss. So Starmer is out. Okay, we asked, is Starmer's days numbered as Prime Minister of England? All right, right in the center, there's our ace, there's our yes. The people of England are going to be jumping for joy, happiness, wealth, prosperity. It's like they're going to take their country back. Okay, this is the alliance, this is the military. They're working to take them out. All right, this is England leveling up. All right, a sudden change. This means out with the old and in with the new. This is a leveling up. And look at all these major arcanas. And the last, I'm getting that he's surrounded. Everyone's trying to take him down, even people that are supposedly on his side and his friends. They're trying to take him down in his own party, in his own country. There's infiltrators. There's a woman over there in England that's trying to get him to resign. Of course, he won't, because he knows when he knows that if he resigns as prime minister, his usefulness will be over. And you know what happens when your usefulness is over? They take you out. The last card, which confirms the ace that yes, he's going down, is the Five of Pentacles. That's somebody walking away, suffering loss, regret, sadness, sorrow. And look at, he's slinking out. Whoops, sorry. We're getting a little blurry here. Let me adjust my camera. He's going to try to sleek out too. He's going to resign in shame. In shame. He's not going to want to. They're going to make him, and he's going to be in shame because of the dark little secrets. So, yes, folks, Starmer's days are numbered. It's imminent. I wish I could give you an exact date. You know, I feel intuitively that it's going to happen before the end of the year. All right. I can't say for sure, but intuitively, I'm getting it's going to happen before the end of the year, but I can't promise I can't promise dates. I can't promise dates because we know this isn't a date-based war. This is an event-based war, but I think that pretty much everything is going to sum up by the end of the year. So all the countries, especially here in the United States, we can start 2026 with a bang. A good bang, and start the golden age. All right, folks, I'm just going to scroll through my X account to make sure I hit all of my bookmarks. I think I did. And this is good because I went on for 2.5 hours last night. Oh, I'm just for the end of the show, I'm done with the readings, but for the end of the show, I'm just going to do a couple of things, some means and just some knowledge. We pretty much know. But anyways, We were talking about the Trump ballroom and how it breaks up. This is further to confirm how it breaks up the pentagram, the satanic let's say, outlying and the way that the DC's built. Okay? So look at this is all of the deep state symbols and how DC, the geography and how they put all the buildings, all right? It's all satanic. And I'll read this very quick to you. The Trump here we go. The Trump ballroom, I can't speak. The Trump ballroom is not what you think. It blocks the satanic grid with Tesla technology. The 200-year spell is broken. What is under the White House? What's happening beneath the White House was not renovation. It was a demolition of a 200-year ritual machine. Trump's new ballroom cut through the southern energy channel of the pentagram, shattering the field that sustained the Freemason lattice. Space Force engineers and Q-linked military architects designed the foundation of the new ballroom as a quantum firewall, lined with I don't know what mu metal is, 0-point Tesla arrays, and frequency shields tuned to Earth's natural harmonics. Beneath it, a new command core hums, an independent QFS node disconnected from every known banking overlay. Since construction began, DC's underground sensors have gone wild. Electromagnetic fluctuations, radar interference, and inexplicable wildlife shifts around the eclipse confirm the rupture. Masonic lodges have gone dark. That's a good thing. 3 canceled rituals. The Scottish Rite building closed its doors. The Pentagon's inner lodge stopped logging floor access. The power that once flowed through the city's geometric veins was gone, the grid silent. By realigning the White House within the natural magnetic field, the frequency of the entire Capitol changed. The control lattice that fed off trauma and ritual has been severed. The obelisk no longer transmitted. Woohoo! Okay? What rises in its place was a quantum fortress, a living structure broadcasting sovereignty instead of submission, freedom instead of fear. The Vatican, London, DC triad has lost its keystone. The geometry has collapsed. Their frequencies no longer hold. The age of ritual control was over, and the Republic, once enslaved by symbols, has been taking its power back. The president returned, and the spell has been broken. Hallelujah, hallelujah. And look, this was really underneath the White House. Okay? Just to give you an idea of what was going on underneath the White House. Okay? All right, folks, I think here we go. Folks, it's always good to take your phone, put it in another room, put it on silent, get rid of screens, take a day off, have a little day of a media and social media and a screen blackout. Okay? When you're constantly looking at your screen, this is low vibe. You can get attacked. You can get attachments. It is not good for you. So take a little social media screen blackout day and take back your life. Okay? All right, my Soul Tribe family. I was on Thursday. In fact, I was on almost every day. Tuesday, you had a video. I was on Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, Wednesday with Louis Herms. Thursday with Azria. Friday last night, I did my Psychic Live. I'm on live tonight, and tomorrow I'm going to be taping this Spiritual Warfare with my sisters from across the pond and Kate Sterling, who is on the East Coast of the US with me. Okay. I'm taping this tomorrow. We're taping this in the afternoon, and then I'm going to put it out as a live tomorrow night, probably around 5 p.m. Eastern. So tune in. All right, my Soul Tribe family. What can I say? I love you very much. It has been a great week spending it with you. Please like, share, and subscribe. And for all those that, I'm going to end the show with a little info on the products I've been doing with Sirona. I don't usually, I've been approached by a lot of different companies and businesses that want to have me promote their products. And I usually don't, but Joe and Scott from TruthStream introduced me and they sent me these products. And so I got to tell you, they work great. I was starting to get crow's feet and wrinkles from stress and age. And I sprayed these and literally overnight they started to go, the crow's feet were gone. And within a week, well, say overnight, significant improvement. And within a week, they were gone. So I'm going to give you a brief video. So if you just don't want to watch the video, you can just click off now. I'm going to a brief video. If you're interested in any of these fabulous projects, the skin, this is what I use. This is phenomenal for aging or any kind of skin issues, eczema. Last Saturday night with the show with Ethan Lucas, they were talking about a man that had this horrible red skin, scaly rash. He went to doctors for 30 years. They couldn't figure out what was going on. He went to dermatologists. Nothing worked. They used this skin product for a month and it healed him. All right. So if you're interested, I have a storefront. In the description of the show is my website, my social media, and my Sirona storefront. And I'm going to play this video on this skin formula. So if you don't want to watch, you can click off now. If you do, this will be the end of the show. I love you. See you soon, my Soul Tribe familia. It'd be nice if I shared my screen.
I discovered this kind of nanotechnology for skincare when I was 20 years old. Instead of just recently, I think I might still look exactly the same. The power of nanotechnology with our skin seems to be otherworldly. But it's not. It's just science. Really good science. Introducing Skin by Sirona. It's not just any skincare product, it's powered by our revolutionary and proprietary Stasis nanotechnology. Thanks to this proprietary technology, every nutrient in skin is a true nano-sized particle. We're talking about nano-sized glutathione, hyaluronic acid, collagen, vitamin B5, and resveratrol. No one has ever put together such a potent and powerful fountain of youth in a bottle like this before. Imagine spraying youth directly onto your face, neck, arms, and hands every single day and watching the clock go backwards. The before and after results are stunning, which often results in even doctors swearing that these results are from surgery, but they are not. It is simply the result of infusing the skin with true nano-sized nutrients, which are depleted day after day, year after year, decade after decade, which inevitably leads to what we call aging. Our Skin Nano Spray delivers these vital nutrients deeper and faster than ever before. And since these nutrients are preserved and protected in stable suspension using our proprietary Stasis technology, it has an impressive 2-year shelf life. So you get all the benefits without the worry of expiration or degradation of vital nutrients, as you experience with other products that are strictly water-based and oftentimes carry other substances that are detrimental to glutathione and the other nano-sized elements, causing them to break down in as little as 30 days after bottling. Unlock the secret to radiant, youthful skin with Sirona's Skin Supplement. Spray it on, let it absorb, and watch your skin transform. It's that simple. Now, if you really want to boost the seemingly miraculous effects of the skin spray, you can also use our Skin Plus with the spray. Simply use this silky mask in the shower twice a week by placing a dime-sized amount of product on the fingertips, leave it on the skin for 60 seconds, then rinse, and you're finished. We call it Skin Plus because of the amazing enhancement that it adds to the effects of our skin spray. With highly valuable and rare ingredients, which retail in some European countries for upwards of $1,000 a bottle, it's easy to see why this highly coveted formula is the perfect addition to your Sirona skin routine. Say goodbye to skin issues and dull, lackluster, aging skin, and say hello to a luminous, vibrant, youthful glow. Are you ready to revolutionize your skincare routine? Are you ready to make it really quite simple? Try Skin by Sirona today and see the difference our nanotechnology makes. Remember, immaculate skin isn't magic, it's Sirona.